Welcome, 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 returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alola Pantera. What up, y'all? Welcome all. This is just going to be conversation, more so. We may pull some messages. Not that we are going to pull some cards, but it's just more of a conversation. And this is going to resonate with you if you are someone who considers themselves a self initiate. And in speaking of a self initiate, is you are one who has been initiated through the discipline, the awareness, the courage to connect with your ancestors, especially those that while they were in this physical realm and you were able to experience them, they have become your ancestors on the other side and have been able to guide you through your initiation spiritually or your spiritual journey through the obstacles and challenges that are blessings to your blessing. One thing that I've noticed with self initiates, once again, speaking to the energies of those who you were either initiated by your own ancestors or not even so much, or it's just that you are an initiate based off of the connection you have with your ancestors and the guidance that you receive from them, not somebody else that is not in connection to your bloodline. Okay. One of the things I've noticed when it comes to those who are self-initiated and those who aren't, there seems to be this disconnect because of what the initiated one may feel that the self-initiated one is doing incorrectly. However, the initiated one in connection to someone else other than someone, part of their bloodline to initiate them, they are accepted by those that are self-initiated. Vice versa, not so much. Because I've noticed that to be the division amongst the spiritual community. To each its own as to the ways you go about your spiritual journey. Even more so to the effects of when you have an understanding and understanding of universal law, you understand there's no right or wrong, good or bad. You understand cause and effect. So there's a certain level of discipline that a self-initiated one would have to do. And it takes, the level of discipline is not for the faint of heart. It is not. I'll see more of those that are self-initiated accept those that are not with open arms and can easily let go of those that are not self-initiated. Especially when there's some level of disrespect where those that are initiated feel some type of way and then have the nerve to speak on those that are self-initiated in a certain way. Go about your business and do what you want to do as the way you want to do it. The key to all of this is that each one must mind their own business, no? One would have to have a certain level of trust within themselves, messages they receive from the other side to self-initiate themselves, because there's a very thin line between you crossing that threshold of elevation to elevation, or staying stuck in between, causing psychosis. And I will say this, that those that are self-initiated is because you have a remembrance of your Akasha before you came here into this realm and what you are here to continue to do, which is why there has to be a certain level of respect that is given and also owed to those that are self-initiated, because people frown upon it as in, oh, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to that. You don't know what a person's supposed to do, let alone where they are at in their spiritual journey, let alone where they are at in their soul's journey. You don't know who their ancestors are, let alone let someone even attempt to read into that energy. Oh, that's that ass. But all in all, that divination, that division doesn't even have to be that way, huh? Yeah, see, there's definitely an energy where someone has possibly went to someone just to see where they are at, and you didn't get the proper information, unfortunately. As a self-initiate, one can be in a position to evolve from what past ancestors have done in terms of sacrifices and becoming that spell, that protection as oneself through their words, through their thoughts. Most people are not capable of utilizing their thoughts. Most people think and overthink, not knowing the difference between the two of a thinking and a thought. Many are highly unaware of the ancient souls that are here, just to see what is actually going on, just to be the eyes of all that it is, and to take account of this is what's happening, this what has to be undone, and this is what we can move forward with. You know, it's unfortunate to see this type of division too, because so much could be expanded on that is obviously not, because of the division, because of what another feels that another should do or isn't doing correctly. You don't know this person. You don't know their ancestors and how they roll and what their ancestors have done before, that this vessel in this day and age has to do differently. Also with the protection and the works of their previous ancestors. And I will speak on that from personal experience, that I've noticed that those that are initiated, the way my initiation plays out, panned out, that's by blood, baby. That shit is in me. Ain't no one else touching this head letting me know what is and what isn't, unless it is someone from my bloodline. And that is it, if we gonna be real about this shit. And once again, it requires a great level of discipline. There are things that you would have to do as a self-initiate, connecting to your ancestors, you and them. Conversations between you and them, whether if this is something that you are hearing messages from them while you are quote unquote awake right now. Basically, some of you are awake right now listening to this message, or you are awake in a dream state, whatever the case may be, wherever they are at and relaying messages to you, you are in a position of being aware to attain that information from them specifically. Especially when there is an overstanding of cosmic galactic frequencies, planetary shifts, in a way that the ancient ones have done it as well. Going from one energy to the next, here's one thing that I'm highly aware of when it comes to energy, especially with social media. And people look at this as something that is not something you should pay attention to, but it depends on what it is that that person is following. So for instance, if a person has more people that they are following than they do followers, I pray that that which they are following is of helping one to get on the journey or move forward with their ascension. Because one of the things I've noticed about some of these accounts that are being people's DMs, they follow about 7,000 people and got about less than 1,000 followers. And I'm speaking of this from a space of energy. What type of energy is with that is within that 7,000 that is also playing a role in the way one is connecting to certain spirits or ancestral knowledge, if that? The moral of this is trust the guidance you get from your soul, which means you're going to have to be able to recognize what your soul is and where that guidance is coming from. I come from a bloodline where there are sacrifices that has been made with animals, so on and so forth. So the last thing anybody ever wants to come for. Believe me. Believe and know that. Because what we not going to do is just continue this type of division where people feel as though that someone is doing something they ain't supposed to. You don't know this fucking person, let alone oneself. The best one can do in that instance is mind your motherfucking business, for real. Yeah, Neptune definitely stepped into Aries. A lot's being dissolved before one can truly feel the effects of what that is. A whole ad of Game of Thrones just came up. Along my spiritual journey, one of the things that kept me as strong as I am, and being able to shift through these lessons and cycles in ways that, yeah, that yeah, there's moments where I feel what's going on, and in terms of, fuck, why is this happening? And immediately as I say that, thankfully so, something within me guides me to see why it is, because I choose to be aware of when that response comes through as to why it is. I just smelled a nail shop. Somebody could be getting their nails done right now. But what about that? Let me see something. Despair. There's an energy around of the lack of delight, aka despair. Number 32, speaking of changes. See, that's part of the downloads that I've been receiving for the collective, along the lines of one mind, minding their business when it comes to what someone does in their spiritual journey. You do what you do, let another do what they gonna do. You don't know them. Hello. Oh, hi. Oh, shit. And what I'm saying right now is also a message that most are not going to be comfortable hearing. That's not up to me. That is not up to me. One thing I'm always gonna hold myself to is, if that anyone's going to initiate you, make sure you check up on that energy, because if you come across someone who is self-initiated and you got some type of cringy ass feeling towards them because you feel as though they doing something they ain't supposed to do, you just know that energy might be coming from the one that initiated you. That shit hella weak for real. That energy is so fucking weak for real. It don't make no fucking sense the way people mind other people's business for real. That shit is it's not even mind boggling. Shit is baffling. Is what do something else with your life. Do something else with your energy instead of minding somebody else's shit for real. And then getting pissed off with false information. Cause you have people. Here's the thing. Okay, let's go about it this way. One of the things about a self-initiation and connection to your ancestors, you will have an ability to connect with different types of energies that connect to you specifically. Again, this is not even a video against those of you who are initiated by people other than that come from your bloodline. It's what do you. But my thing is, it's the disrespect that is happening between those who choose to do an initiation, the ones who choose not to. And those who feel as though that because they have been initiated, the ones that are self-initiated are not actually initiated. Watch yourself. Watch yourself, okay? Watch it. Because you don't know the reason why people are self-initiating themselves to say that that's nothing that they should or should not be doing. You don't know this person. The type of energy that's flowing around right now is where people are wanting to have certain people around them just to see what they doing. But baby, let me tell you something. Don't just be going around here wanting to get acquainted with people just to be nosy. You don't know the type of ancestors that they have. Especially if the person is aware that you are coming into their space just to be nosy and allows you into this space just to do that, just know you that war, that battle has already been lost on that person's behalf in terms of the one that's wanting to be nosy. Especially if you get invited in to see how nosy the fuck the person is or how nosy you are. Because one of the major things of a self-initiate is that there is a high awareness of those who are going to come for them to tell them, oh no, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. Not knowing that that self-initiate could be that same person's ancestors in the flesh. Watching that ass. I've seen it happen. Too many fucking times. The shit's getting boring, actually. Always respect the craft, always respect the practices, but first and foremost, know who your ancestors are. Know what they are guiding you to do. Because not everybody has to, I call it a self-initiate, someone who doesn't literally have to go through an initiation because you already are that. It's already in your blood. It's already in your blood. There's just so much to say right now because the energy that's coming through is that of those who embody the frequencies of what people call myths. 2424 on the clock, as I just said that. The energy of a myth, living out the myth, doesn't mean that it's not a true physical story because for some, it most certainly is. Especially those of you that are tapped into your 8 psychic senses and beyond that, your clairs. As a self-initiate, you'll have those who have to come around you just to notice that you may possibly be their teacher, but could they accept that? Not necessarily, depending on where they are at on the levels of their ego and their connection to their ego. What is the ego doing for them? Is it assisting them or taking control over them? Because the ego is not something you want to, remove completely. Absolutely not. Because it puts you in situations that you may find yourself within the physical reality or physical logical standpoint. It's embarrassing or shameful, but those are the parts of you, the parts of your experiences that's going to help you to evolve and get you to see, yo, you did this because it got you to where you are at now. It's giving you this elevated perspective on life. This here planet of Earth is a beautiful experience because it allows you to go through those different ways of emotions. But once again, the point to all of this is that division that is occurring by those that are initiated and those that are self-initiated. If you are someone who's initiated into an organization and you feel some type of way about someone who's self-initiated, why did you even choose to get initiated? Where's your heart at for real? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if your heart was weighed on a scale, that shit will be too motherfucking heavy. Especially those who feel as though that, oh, a person's not supposed to be doing this or doing that because, again, you don't know these people ancestors. Because that division is very similar to those that are religious and spiritual, the black and white, all this other bullshit. Where the unity at for real? Oh, that's right. They can't be that much of that because of the competition. Too many people are in competition with another. Go fucking do a sport if you want to be in competition. How about them motherfucking apples? Go do a fucking sport. You can compete all day. Just don't do track because that's the one sport that's individuals ever. You want to compete? Go do a fucking sport. Enough is enough, y'all. Enough is the fuck enough. I feel my ears going in and out. So let me pull a message here. 255. Let me pull a message here. 3013, 313. What we got? 38, Queen Nefertiti, Alchemy. Alchemy. Let me get two more. Worthiness, Atete, 14. And 2 came out together. Miracles and Harvest. Ayazen. Hey. You have 38, 14, 42, 43. There's 444, 1, 2, 3 after 38, which is 11. In that order. The order of financial and material changes first. Solar plexus third. And 2 came out again for the third position. 53, 11, 5, 3, 11, and 3. In that order, financial material changes first. You become aware of this. You trust your gut instincts. A storm may approach you because the card after the solar plexus is the balance card. So a storm may approach, or some type of information it becomes a stormy event that leads to your abundance, that leads to your prosperity, your fertility, because the last card is 3, the Empress card. In that order, Justice and the Empress come out together, 11-3. Those of you that are the self-initiates, it's time, beloved. It's time. We've been quiet enough. We've been observing enough. Now it's time to bring order into this thing. Those of you that are those self-initiates, you can sense that. And what's actually assisting you through this type of motion is Saturn that's about to go into Aries. For some of you going to have to awaken to that authority that you may have been suppressing. 3303 on the clock. Because you don't want to step on nobody's toes or disrespect what they're choosing to do. But your way of expressing what it is that has to be done, what has to change, it's not a disrespect towards anyone. It's more so getting them to a space of becoming more aware of their verbiage and the way that they feel that what they've done is the only way. 3330 on the clock. 333. Some of you are master number 33, and that is certainly kicking in right now. You came here to teach or live as an example to others that what is said that cannot be done is exactly what can be. The bottom of the deck, the Emperor card of authority, and the Empress is on the table. which is confirming anything that's being said at this time. Is it's about one stepping into their power in alignment to their ancestors, not someone else putting their hand on you and telling you who the fuck you are. I'm gonna leave that there.